Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for being with us tonight. Topping the news today, Newcastle County paramedics dealt with many serious crashes yesterday. Medics say the first wreck occurred on I-495 southbound north of Edgemoor when a pickup truck ran off the road and into a wooded area next to Governor Prince Boulevard and caught fire. The driver was luckily able to escape the flames with the assistance of a passing truck driver and a state trooper. Medics say the 30-year-old man was taken to Christiana Hospital in stable condition. Then, just before 5:30 p.m., a two-vehicle crash happened on Falk Road near the entrance to Grayland Crest. A 17-year-old young woman had to be airlifted to Christiana Hospital in serious condition, while the 25-year-old driver of a delivery vehicle was sent to Wilmington Hospital in stable condition. Then, around 11 p.m. last night, medics say a 40-year-old pedestrian was hit by a vehicle on Newcastle Avenue around Ravis Avenue. The man was briefly trapped underneath the vehicle and then taken to Christiana Hospital, he in serious condition. And the Delaware Department of Justice said two more members of the violent street gang operating in Wilmington, known as the North Pack Gang, are headed to prison. Jakari Robinson and Julius Smith Jr. both pled guilty to second-degree murder and assault in connection to the death of DeKevis Reed. Robinson was sentenced to 22 years in jail, while Smith will serve 20. Prosecutors said the sentences include an additional 63 years of suspended prison time for each defendant, which the court can impose should they violate their post-prison probation. According to the DOJ, the pair are the latest in a series of convictions against North Pack members on over 80 charges in connection with 5 homicides. And to Sussex County now, the Indian River administration is breaking their silence after what many viewed as a secretive suspension. Sussex Central High School principal Dr. Bradley Layfield has released a statement through his attorney defending himself and describing the May incident that reportedly led to his suspension. Layfield's attorney says the suspension was enacted after Layfield showed surveillance footage of a school fight with racial overtones and exposed a student that occurred on May 17th. His attorney argues the school district should have warned Layfield, put a letter in his files, and returned him to his duties if they believe showing the video was an abuse of discretion. On August 16th, the Indian River School District named a new acting principal and acting director of special education. As of last week, Dr. Judith Brittingham was appointed as acting principal of Sussex Central High School, and Dr. Tara Thorogood was named the district's acting director of special education, effective immediately. And some promising news for condo owners. Newcastle County Councilman John Cartier said a new ordinance passed by council and signed into law by County Executive Matt Meyer is the leading condo building safety ordinance right now in the United States. The ordinance is said to require routine inspections of certain common space community buildings such as condos and vacation timeshares. The inspections will be conducted by a design professional such as a licensed engineer or architect. Once a baseline for the facilities have been established, he says the future inspections will be required at 5-year intervals. He also says the ordinance was the result of work done by a task force formed last fall to look at building safety laws in the wake of national incidents in Florida, Iowa, and New Jersey, along with problems at Le Parc condos north of Wilmington, where the balconies in these condominiums have been condemned. Why? Well, they're all apparently faulty, said to be badly constructed and, well, outright dangerous. The buildings are now under civil engineering monitoring for structural safety. The councilman is working on Le Parc residents to find funding for the complex's needed repairs. Back to Sussex County, Dewey Beach officials joined Bethany Beach in having the strictest youth curfew at the Delaware beaches after stretching their 11 p.m. weekday deadline into the weekend now. The unanimous vote came during Friday's town council meeting. Last month, the town voted to increase the maximum violation to $300, up from $100. Parents can also be fined up to $300 for a second offense if their child violates curfew. Dewey Beach Police Chief told the commissioners during Friday's meeting that much of the attention has been focused on an ocean block shopping center on Dagsworthy Street, where young people were said to be loitering in the Wings to Go parking lot. Exceptions for the youth curfew include driving through the city, coming home from work, and going directly to and from stores, among others. You may recall Bethany Beach passed an 11 p.m. curfew back in 2021. Now, Rehoboth Beach and Lewis currently do not have any curfews. And unfortunately, for those of you looking for a bit of peace now that the kids are headed back to school, well, we've got another headache for you to deal with: the return of the spotted lanternfly season. Eggs are said to be laid in late fall on host trees and nearby smooth surfaces like stone, outdoor furniture, cars, walls, and more. The species feeds on a wide range of trees. In heavily infested trees, branches, and eventually the entire tree will wilt and die. The USDA says the spread of spotted lanternflies could seriously impact the country's grape, orchard, and lodging industries. Homeowners are encouraged to do their part by educating themselves about the species and taking steps to eradicate them from their property. Killing spotted lanternflies of all life stages is the best thing Delawareans can do to stop their spread. Squash them between May and November and destroy their egg masses the rest of the year. The Department of Agriculture is asking folks to report spotted lanternfly sightings near the Dover Air Force Base or in Sussex County so that they can determine how the insects are moving and which transportation are pathways that are being utilized. And over the weekend, parts of Walnut Street here in Wilmington were shut down, all for community and good fun. Open Streets Wilmington is a mobile central park and a place for neighbors to connect. Open Streets Wilmington takes place once a month, closing busy streets to cars and transforming them into safe spaces for people of all ages and abilities to get outside and play. You can walk, bike, run, rollerblade, and even dance the day away. This weekend there were children's activities, fitness classes, and much more.
And the idea of Open Streets Wilmington events, we've been doing them 3 years now. And what we do is we take roads that get a lot of traffic and a lot of speeding, and they're just not very safe roads normally for kids and families and everybody to come out and play and exercise. And we close them down to cars, and we invite people to come out and get moving, and we provide all kinds of ways for them to do that. Free Zumba, free bike rentals, free play equipment. Plus a bunch of food and giveaways and just a general good time.
Open Streets Wilmington is a collaborative initiative of the Urban Bike Project, Westside Grows Together, and the Open Streets Wilmington Steering Committee. Also over the weekend, the Community Basketball League brought the community together. We caught up with co-founders Delaware Bluecoats coach Joe Richmond and Angeline Kamara at the Bellevue Community Center.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Coach Joe, Ambassador Basketball for your Delaware Bluecoats, the NBA G League champions,
yes.
Your Philadelphia 76ers affiliate.
Yes.
And we want to thank you for coming out today. We're here at CYBL, the Community Youth Basketball League.
Yes.
And this league was put together by none other than myself, my man, Armin Kristen, and
Angeline Kamara.
Yo, and our thing and come bringing it together at Bellevue Community Center, Claymont Community Center, and here at William Hicks Anderson Center was to bring the community together. That's why it's called the Community Youth Basketball League, to bring all communities together. And that's what it's all about.
So we have ages 5 to 14 co-ed, yes, boys and girls. And this is a growth and development league. They're growing, they're learning, and they're having fun. That's the most important thing.
And yo, thank you DETV. They're part of the Blue Coat family. But once again, the CYBL, what's our website, Ange?
CYBLDE.com.
CYBLDE.com. Check us out and see what we do with our great coaches and staff. And we want to thank you. And yo, we just here to have fun. Come join us.
The CYBL consists of over 200 student athletes, more than 10 coaches, and an executive staff. They offer free basketball skills training every Wednesday and now a developmental league for ages 5 through 14. You can check all the good things they're doing at CYBLDE.com. And that's not all. We were busy over the weekend at William Penn High School. The organization Cool Colored Kid Generation held their 100 Pairs to Give and Empowerment t-shirt giveaway.
Cool Colored Kid Generation. My name is Randall Law, founder, creative director, and designer of Cool Colored Kid Generation. Today, we're at an Untitled Chapter. Well, we were able to give away over 100 pairs of sneakers and 100 laptops. That's been under now at Stepping Stones Credit Union. We had a lot of walk-ins as well. We were able to make a crazy impact. Just to see everybody show up was just amazing. It just shows you the work that we put into this. We actually really benefited from the day. It was just it was a time, and I wish potentially next year you should be here as well.
That's such a great organization with an important mission. You can check them out at coolgeneration.com. And before we let you go this evening, Delawareans have a shot at auditioning for American Idol on Wednesday, September 6th. The show is seeking contestants for its 22nd season, and the first step is a Zoom audition with producers. To participate, hopefuls must be 15 years or older by February 15th of 2024, and they can sign up for a time slot from 1 to 6 p.m. Successful auditioners may be invited to sing face-to-face in front of producers via Zoom and receive real-time feedback for a chance at making Idol history. The new season will begin taping in December, and for the fourth year, Idol Across America will offer audition days in all 50 states. Good evening and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for being with us tonight. Topping the news today, an update to a story we brought you last week. Wilmington police have made an arrest for a shooting that happened after a road rage incident. 21-year-old Rondell Jones was taken into custody and charged with first-degree assault, reckless endangering, and other counts. Police say a 47-year-old woman was shot on August 15th in a 2900 block of Lancaster Avenue. She was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Police believe the shooting happened after a road rage incident involving off-road vehicles. The 21-year-old, who is known by police to often illegally operate off-highway vehicles in a reckless manner within Wilmington, faces multiple charges. He's being held in prison on $142,000 cash bail. He was committed to the Howard R. Young Correctional Institution. Lewis police are looking for a suspect they believe fired 9 gunshots at the Jefferson Apartments early Monday morning. Police released surveillance video shown here showing a dark-clothed subject firing shots and then fleeing, but did not provide any other potential suspect information. Police say they found a white Ford Crown Victoria that had been riddled with bullet holes in the windshield and hood. Police believe that no one was injured, luckily, but they have yet to locate any witnesses. The shots were fired at the apartments on 825 Kings Highway around 2:30 in the morning Monday. Anyone with information about this is asked to contact Lewis Police Department at the number on your screen. And Camden police say a Redner's Market employee was shot by an unknown male who entered the store Tuesday shortly before 6 p.m. The suspect reportedly left the store after the shooting and remains at large. Authorities say the victim was conscious, breathing, and alert when transported to Bay Health Hospital. Police say the suspect was reportedly wearing a black hooded sweatshirt with black pants or jeans. Redner's corporate office is working to provide surveillance video from inside and outside the store. And staying in Sussex County, Dover police say they've arrested one of the suspects in a road rage incident turned robbery. 34-year-old Sinead Doman of Dover is facing several charges, including robbery, conspiracy, and weapons counts. Police say the woman and 2 accomplices followed a driver they believed cut them off in a Wawa parking lot on Forest Avenue. They reportedly shattered one of the car's windows and then forced the driver to withdraw cash from the ATM inside the Wawa. Doman was sent to Baylor Women's Prison on $112,000 cash bail. Police are still looking for the other 2 suspects. Now to a developing story in the Wilmington-Ellesmere area. A social media post claiming police brutality by Delaware state troopers has gone viral. The post was published yesterday, Tuesday, August 22nd. The post, seen here on your screen, states that on Monday night, a 15-year-old male and 3 friends were playing a prank in which they ring someone's doorbell and then the pranksters run away before the homeowners open the door. According to the post, one of the houses the teens played the prank on happened to be owned by a Delaware state trooper. This is unconfirmed by officials. He was apparently not home at the time, but was made aware by other family members in the home. The poster on social media says that the boys allegedly knocked on the door and ran off. As they were walking home, they state that 2 state troopers stopped them and reportedly arrested one of the boys and physically injured another. The boy's family member who made the post states that he suffered a concussion and needs surgery to repair severe eye damage. There are unverified reports circulating around social media that this was an attempted break-in by juveniles and not a prank. Again, we need to stress that this part is unconfirmed. Late this afternoon, Delaware State Police posted on their social media pages, and in part that statement reads, Delaware State Police is aware of a social media post which alleges that a teenager was arrested and injured while being detained by a trooper during an investigation. The state trooper who is accused of the assault has been suspended while the investigation is pending. Additionally, we are also investigating whether or not there were any failure to intervene by other DSP personnel who were present at the time of the incident. And a couple is facing charges after a cockfight was broken up on their farm in Felton. A Delaware animal welfare officer responded to the farm in the 3000 block of Sandtown Road. When he arrived, he witnessed a cockfight in progress. A bunch of spectators then scattered. 51-year-old Billy Keene and 43-year-old Andrea Keene were arraigned on Friday, each facing felony charges. Now, cockfighting, which typically involves tying metal knives or gaffs onto the legs of aggressive chickens and forcing them to fight in a ring, often to their death, is illegal nationwide. Participating in gambling on or watching a cockfight are considered felonies under Delaware law. Anyone with information concerning this case is asked to contact Delaware Animal Services at the number on your screen. All tips may remain confidential. And a potential tourism and business boost is on the horizon for Kent County with the introduction of the new Spring Hill Suites by Marriott. Nestled just a stone's throw away from the DETV Sports Complex, the new hotel fills a long-standing void in local offerings. DETV has consistently attracted people from various regions for sport tournaments, yet the absence of convenient places for visitors to sleep has hindered its full potential. The mayor of Frederica said that he envisions a series of exciting projects on the horizon, such as the addition of restaurants in the area. The new Spring Hill Suites, occupying a portion of the sprawling 22-acre property in Frederica, marks just the initial phase, and according to the mayor, the entirety of the space is earmarked for gradual development in the coming years. Need to visit an emergency room here in Delaware? Well, get cozy. Delaware has one of the longest emergency room waiting times in the entire country. Delaware is the state with the second longest emergency room waiting time in the nation. That's according to a new study just put out this week. The study defines the average waiting time as the time it takes for a patient to be called for treatment after arriving at the emergency room. Delaware's ER waiting time is 215 minutes. That translates to 3 hours and 35 minutes. And it puts it 70 minutes past the national average. Maryland has the highest ER wait time of 239 minutes. And Delaware businesses will soon be restricted from offering polystyrene takeout containers to their customers. Polystyrene, often known by the commercial brand of Styrofoam, is a popular type for both food and drink containers, but advocates point to the fact that they can take up to 500 years to disintegrate in landfills as a reason for their use to be severely restricted. Maryland became the first state to issue the foam container ban back in 2020, and since then at least 7 other states have followed suit. Delaware's ban starts on July 1st, 2025, and requires restaurants to stop automatically providing a plastic straw although they may be provided when requested and can also be used if they are pre-packaged on an item such as a juice box. Alternatives for straws include paper, bamboo, and even pasta. In addition, Delaware's ban includes plastic beverage stirrers, cocktail picks, and sandwich picks. Critics to the ban point out that alternatives to styrofoam often come at higher prices and at a time when many restaurants are struggling with tight profit margins. And unfortunate news, it's time to dig even deeper into the wallet again. Delmarva Power is proposing a rate increase on electric customers that will boost its revenue by $55.5 million. By September, the average customer's electricity bill will be more than $7 higher than it was at the start of the summer. Customers are already starting to feel the impact. A rate increase went into effect just on July 15th on an interim basis. Now, starting September 1st, a smaller permanent bump will take effect. When Delmarva proposed the rate increase back in December, the Delaware public advocate Drew Slander called it one of the largest requests they've ever seen, driven by recent high inflation, increased repair costs caused by weather events in 2020, and planned investments in system reliability. Now, representatives of the Public Service Commission said Delmarva's ask is simply too high. They argue that the company's inflation adjustment would remove incentive for them to control cost. The last electric rate increase the commission approved was $16.7 million back in 2021. Delmarva Power has requested a rate increase in 4 of the 7 years since being acquired by Exelon Corporation. And Newcastle County officials gathered this week to highlight the progress of the Vacant Spaces to Livable Places initiative. Launched in 2017, the program has transformed over 700 vacant properties into affordable housing. Vacant property numbers have dropped by 53%, benefiting the entire county. The program has collected more than $3.4 million in back taxes, fines, and fees. More than 1.7 of that will be returned to Newcastle County school districts. Vacant properties can contribute to crime and decay, making effective management crucial. The announcement was made at a future transitional home managed by Duffy's Hope for young women leaving foster care. The program has received national attention and awards nearly 2 years since Hurricane Ida created historic flooding down the Brandywine Valley into Wilmington. The Brandywine Conservancy has announced plans to conduct a flood study. The study is being done to better understand where and why flooding occurs and identify ways to protect Brandywine Creek communities from future severe flooding events. You may recall the 15-acre Brandywine Conservancy and Museum of Art campus sustained $10 million in damages due to the flooding. The effort is comprehensive, including determining all the streams and tributaries that contribute to major flood events on the Brandywine and evaluating the designated area's storm event and climate data, population, land use, water quality, historical, and present-day flooding data. The study is expected to be completed in the summer of 2024. And good news for the city of Wilmington residents, 4 of the city's 5 swimming pools will remain open for an additional 2 weeks this summer, until Sunday, September 3rd. The pools staying open until September 3rd are the following: Eden Park Pool on Newcastle Avenue, William Hicks Anderson Center at 5th and Madison Streets, Foster Brown Pool at 7th and Lombard Streets, and the Joseph R. Biden Aquatic Center, formerly Price's Run Pool, that's at 26th Street and Speakman Place. Wilmington's spray parks will remain open until Labor Day. The spray parks are open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. You can visit wilmingtonde.gov/citypools for a complete pool schedule. Important to stay cool in this heat.
Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Lauren Wilson with this latest update. Topping the news tonight is the suspension of an unnamed Delaware State Trooper. It happened in Ellesmere, where a social media post is getting a lot of attention. According to the post, a group of teenagers were playing Ding Dong Ditch. That's a game when kids ring doorbells and then run off. The post went on to say the kids were stopped by 2 state troopers, one of whom reportedly owned one of the homes that was alerted by someone inside. A relative of one of the teens made the post that included photos. She says the unarmed boys were badly beaten, with her nephew suffering from a concussion. She says the teen will also need surgery to repair his eye. Delaware State Police released a statement saying they are aware of the social media post, and an internal examination of body cam video worn by the officers apparently led to the suspension. No word on who that officer is or his future with the force as the investigation continues. Newcastle County Council will take a look at a measure that will require new townhouses along with 1- and 2-story dwellings to have fire sprinklers. The plan has widespread support from many firefighting associations, but there is one major opponent. The Builders and Remodelers Association of Delaware says smoke detectors are proven protectors. What's more, the association says the sprinklers would price more than 2,700 homeowners out of the market. The association also takes exception to the county's estimated costs for the sprinklers. The association says requiring sprinklers would add another $8,000 to $10,000 to the cost of a dwelling. The county puts that estimate at between $3,100 and $3,700. The ordinance will be introduced on August 29th. It would then be voted on at the September 12th meeting of County Council. In news from the governor's office, the chief executive just signed 2 bills aimed at strengthening the state's teacher workforce. The first measure, Senate Bill 156, allows teachers who previously worked as paraprofessionals to receive partial credit for their experience on the teacher salary scale if they were hired after August 9th of this year. State Senator Tizzy Lockman, the sponsor of the bill, called paraprofessionals, who are often called teachers' aides, the unsung heroes in the classroom. The second bill signed into law by the governor is House Bill 138. That measure will create the Delaware Educator Apprenticeship Program. A pilot program will begin this school year and will pay aspiring teachers as they train for their required credentials to become certified. State Representative Kim Williams sponsored that measure, calling it a better alternative to the traditional student teaching experience. And the State Chamber of Commerce has a new leader. Marie Holliday has been elected to take over for retiring chairman Nick Lambro. Holliday is the managing director of the CPA firm called Cover and Roster. She'll have a 2-year term as the board's chairperson. In news from Delaware State Police, a tip paid off and led to the arrest of an alleged drug dealer. He's 18-year-old Jeremiah Handy of Seaford. Police went on to Little Creek Apartments in Laurel after receiving information that Handy was selling drugs. Investigators spotted him standing behind a building with a handgun in his waistband. Handy did try to reach for that gun, but detectives were able to take him into custody without an incident. It's a good thing because that gun was loaded. Also from southern Delaware, State Police arrested 2 men for drug dealing during a traffic stop. 27-year-old Andrew Foreman of Dagsboro was taken into custody, along with 58-year-old David Mumford of Frankfort. A trooper stopped the pair's vehicle for having a suspended registration tag. That's when he smelled marijuana coming from the car. A computer check showed Mumford was already wanted. He reportedly had 5.32 grams of crack cocaine in his pants. More than 259 grams of marijuana was found in Foreman's book bag, along with more than $3,600 of suspected drug money in the glove box. Also in Sussex County, a warrant has been issued for 32-year-old Dylan Hensley. He's wanted after not turning himself in 3 times and did not attend prearranged meetings with the Office of Animal Welfare. Hensley is accused of animal abuse stemming from 35 dogs being rescued from deplorable conditions earlier this month. Those dogs were rescued on August 8th by the Office of Animal Welfare with the assistance of the Delaware Brandywine Valley SPCA. Hensley's last known address is Maple Drive, where the dogs were found living in squalor. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call police or the Delaware Animal Services at the number you see on your screen. Turning now to other news, Forwood Elementary School in Wilmington is getting a new garden next month. It's all part of a national initiative to help kids learn about nutrition. Forwood was one of 24 schools in the country to get a new or refreshed learning garden as part of the 24 Gardens in 24 Hours in 24 Communities contest. The Sprouts Healthy Communities Foundation sponsored the national contest. Volunteers will create the garden on September 23rd for the school. And if you're headed to Rehoboth Beach, don't expect to see many lifeguards. Officials say many of the lifeguards headed back to school, forcing them to reduce guard protection from Fisherman's Beach near the north end to Laurel Street. The smaller squad of guards will remain on watch for 3 days after Labor Day. And finally tonight, in preparation for another holiday, Rockwood Museum is going goth. It's all part of a fundraiser that kicks off a spooky season at Rockwood. The Goth Ball will celebrate Rockwood's old Gothic revival treasure house. The event will include live music, spooky estate tours, paranormal presentations, and for all of that, organizers couldn't leave out an open bar. Goth apparel is recommended but not necessary. Tickets are $100. Other spooky events are planned at Rockwood. For more information, contact the Newcastle County Department of Parks and Recreation. That's going to do it for this edition of DETV News. Be sure to watch us on all social media platforms and to hit that share button. I'm Lauren Wilson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.